Right, time for another premium module. Hopefully something that's actually intact or a complete whole instead of the Witch's Wake horrible teaser. I've played worse player-made modules, but they're actually rare. Probably because I refuse to download some of the shittier ones, but still, Witch's Wake is terrible. Not sure what should be. I'll actually read this a little bit to see if there's any kind of note. A lot of designers on this one. This basically has single person. Starting level 1 to 40. 5 to 30 recommended. This is Under Mountain. Yeah, the most famous dungeon in all of the Forgotten Realms. According to the legends, there's treasure to be won, puzzles to be solved, and a mystery that will lead you ever deeper. But the legends never told you how deep it truly went. Infinite Dungeons provides randomly generated adventures for players of every level. Play with your friends or compete against your adversaries. If you dare, you can play alone. In the end, it all comes down to one question: are you brave enough? So, randomly generated adventures. But I would assume that's actually a randomly generated adventures instead of just random levels constantly one after another with no end. What's the point in that? Kingmaker. 2 designers. The number of players is intended to be 1. In a party with a cowardly were-rat, a scarred nymph, and an exiled Rakshasa, and a quick-tempered Azir, you seem to be the only normal one. What are you? Evil lurks in a war-torn keep. To learn the truth, you must win the throne. It seems like a single-player adventure at least. Pirates of the Sword Coast. Starting level 5 to 10. A tale of pirates, parrots, and peril. As a sailor aboard the Midnight Rose merchant ship, you've stopped in Neverwinter to gather supplies before a long trip south. A most peculiar course of events follows, slowly unraveling a plot of whale-sized proportions. Embark on a swashbuckling journey on the high seas. Only want adventure. Could be interesting. Rob Bartel has been part of making this, same guy who did the Witch's Wake. Starting level 3. Shadow Guard. Trouble brews in Garak, a northern outpost of the Sharak Empire. As a child of a local magistrate, you must chart a course through the city's treacherous intrigues and become a member of the Emperor's most elite defenders, the Shadow Guard. No indications that these would be incomplete adventures. Starting level is not 1. Not sure, we basically might have to cheat to get to those levels, which is fine. Wyvern Crown of Cormyr. Written and lead designers, lead artists, animations, music, yeah, a lot of different people worked on this one. Starting level 6 or 7 with a new character will be automatically leveled. Starting class designed for martial type, so some thought about knight fighter type. 1 player, so probably a 1 player proper role-playing adventure. Once per hour, resting, except inns. Permanent death unless you have a companion to rescue you. Respawn penalty, minor XP. Your character should have a single first and last name to avoid odd dialogue. Some Forgotten Realms deities also have benefits. If you do not pick one, the module will assign you one based on your alignment. Yeah, this seems like the most extensive adventure out of all. I mean, there's actual credits with a ton of people here. So I'll leave the Wyvern Crown of Cormer for last. My expectations are high of it compared to the others. We'll see. I'll actually like to try this Pirates of the Sword Coast, because Rob Barhill, guy who did the Witch's Wake, has also been working on this. So let's see if he improved his work any. Starting level is 5 to 10. Pirate Adventure. Definitely a new character. What would be a good pirate character? It's probably a lot of ship-to-ship combat, so swashbuckling. Archery is terrible in general, so we want to avoid that, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't want to have some archery capability. Maybe something roguish. Anything with a sword? No. Okay, Purple Dragon Knights. That's probably Cormer. Right, we'll save this guy for the Cormer adventure. There really isn't all that many interesting things we could try. Maybe a bard something. Bard to get access to the good abilities. Then something else. Sort of a variation of a fighter of some sort. My hopes would be high for a rogue character, because it's unlikely that we're gonna encounter undead enemies in a pirate encounter. So one adventure where being a rogue might actually pay off. Go with Chaotic Evil. I don't give a shit about others, in the sense that they're only useful as tools. So if they stop being useful, we don't care too much about them. I don't think I'm gonna be some kind of murderous monster either, though. I mean, just because they're useless doesn't mean I'm gonna murder them. I just don't particularly care about them anymore. Moving on to new things and all that. Right, so we have strong dexterity. Probably want some constitution, but I can't rely on others. Need a decent amount of intelligence. Gotta have some strength, otherwise I can't carry stuff. I could... yeah, not particularly wise, horrible charisma, but smart and dexterity. What's dex? You have strength and you have strong, you have dexterity and you have what? Dexteritis? Nimble? Something like that. Charisma would have one benefit. Use magical items relies on charisma. But I would have to sacrifice something much more useful in order to get it, so no thanks. Maybe we're gonna play a proper rogue. Backstabbing, traps and all that. Hopefully the game at least somehow supports it. We have to be able to do range and melee combat. Gotta have tumble, gotta have use magic items. Ooh, we have 40 points more than that. I think we can invest a little bit more. Set traps. Gotta have search. Spot or... Oh, let's take pickpockets too. Persuade. Gotta have spot, I guess. Gotta have open lock. And silently. Hide. Oh crap. Yeah, there's a lot of skills we must have, really. Disable trap. I want to craft traps. While bluffing also makes a lot of sense. We'll have to pick and choose a little bit. Seems like bluffing and lying in general would be very useful for a pirate. Gotta have more hide and move silently. Guess we can dump spot. Search is the more important one anyway. Immunity to sleep. We have constant search mode. Did I take a elf or a halfling? Probably an elf. Yes. Elf. Expertise would allow us to live, but it wouldn't allow us to really kill anything. I think I'm gonna go with point blank shot so I can use ranged weapons without massive penalties. And that's be it. We're basically going to have to do a lot of things, so I'm relying on my ability to be flexible. Maybe a little bit tanned. And if you're going to be on a ship, you're going to get tanned.
At my command, attack!
Among Tigalither. Some kind of a name that I can pronounce. Glidiel. Elbor Pidivin. Iwiwen. Union. Kidia. Unia. Okay, that's good enough. Some kind of a
At their throats, cut them down!
cult killer. Yeah. Elf chaotic evil growth.
There be something about a ship that sings of freedom, salt winds and clear waters. There was a time when I was captain of the Midnight Rose, one of many she has known. I plied the seas from port to port, found my share of treasures and reburied them, and lived and died on her fair deck. But it was not here that this tale began. No, 'twas on the planks of a northern dock, in the free city of Neverwinter, where we took on supplies for a journey south.
Captain Elendry. Hey, stop your skulking about in search of shadows. I don't know what your game be, but if ye want to reach Calimshan so badly, ye'd best pitch in and help us set sail. Am I a paying passenger? I guess we can sort of choose what we are. Okay, I'm a paying passenger, remember? I remember that ye didn't have enough to pay the full passage. That's what I remember. Ye swore up and down that ye'd fill the rest in sweat and tears and a sailor's labor. We've got some work to do here. I sent Martins to pick up a mage by the name of Rahman Madani at the Silver Sails, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him in an hour since. Get out there and drag him by the ear so we can hoist our anchor, will you? I'll take care of it. He be a good lass, Yunia, and the winds have blown fairer since we left Luskan with you aboard. We'll get you off to Calimshan as soon as we finish our business here in Neverwinter. If ye wish to sail with us further, the offer stands. We'll see when we get there. Nizar, go with Yunia and find what's keeping Martins. Pray he's at the Silver Sails where he's supposed to be and not wetting his boots at a tavern. Nizar Zaid. She's barely got her sea legs yet, Captain. What if there's trouble? It's better I sniff out Martins myself than be stuck playing nursemaid for the lass. I'm in fun of fighting our last 3 ports of call. I'll be no trouble, honest. Aye, trouble may not come looking for ye, Nizar, and I be worried ye'll find it anyway. Yunia, ye be the nursemaid on this Sally, so keep him out of the clinker, understand me? We sail on the morning tides, come hell or high water. No trouble now, ye hear? Nizar knows the port well, so he be the one to ask if ye have any questions. Now, do you need any supplies to get the job done, or are you ready to get the move on? Okay, show me the goddamn store. Was there a level requirement for this adventure? Yeah, we've already been leveled up. Don't have to think about it. Uniform for the Midnight Rose. It's worthless. Leather armor is fine, but we have enough money to afford something better. Cold resistance. Saving throw. Dodge modifiers. We can afford this too. That's rare. You have a Thieves glove. Shipwright. Crafting. Crafting support. Nothing particularly interesting. We want a studded leather. Or do we? Yeah, it's the best armor for us at the moment. I want to see if we can afford a +1 version. How expensive would that be? We can afford it though. It's not cheap, but we can afford it. I don't think it's worth it though. We have enough money for it, but we don't really know what exactly we want at this stage. We probably want a bow. I use a longbow, probably. They don't sell one. Yes, they do. 156. Not sure if it's worth it. Still, I'm gonna get it sooner or later anyway. Magical weapon would probably be the best investment. Pirate Cutlass. Bonus damage versus humans. Not all that expensive either. I have a rusty pirate dagger. Yeah, that's probably something I don't want. Boarding knife. Extra melee damage slashing. So it's slashing and piercing. That's actually good. Because it'll probably use the damage type that's most favorable to you. Piercing is very ineffective against most targets. Still, actually, yeah, this will have a easier time getting critical hits. Much easier time. Can't use a shield. I'd rather hold on to my gold for now. After all, I don't really know what I can do, what I should be able to do, what I want to do. Navigational charts. Not sure why I would want to buy that from him. I mean, he has the charts he needs. There might be situations later where that makes sense, but not now. Valkyr's text for better living. Other crafting components. Don't think I want to buy really anything. From the healing would be fairly cheap. Maybe a haste and bark skin invisibility, that sort of thing. It's universally gonna be useful at some point. Bark skin. Right, so that allows us to get through a couple of tough fights. Maybe clarity potion too. It's one of those things that you really don't want to use, but you really want to have it when you need it at some point. We could take a couple of levels of some fire class. Ranger would probably work fairly well with the rogue. And I'm thinking, what exactly are we gonna get with the rogue? I mean, it's a fine class, no power problems there. But a ranger would add a lot to that. I'm mostly interested in looking at the feats we get at the moment. Yeah, we get the free dual wield. Shield proficiency, not bad. We could use it's a big increase in our armor class. +1, +4 components to hide and move silently checks when in wilderness areas. Could be useful. Martial weapons, simple weapons. Again, two useful things. Medium armor, useful thing. Favorite enemy, useful thing. So I think I'll take at least a single level of Ranger. Just to get the combat benefits and the free feats. Although if I take Fighter I could get most of them too. Favorite enemy would be the exception, that's something I don't get. Heavy armor I would never use anyway. I can't use any of the spell casting because I don't have the wisdom. I think Fighter would make more sense in a lot of ways. Alternatively we'll go for further rogue levels. Try to go with some kind of a prestige class. Assassin. Any evil, hide 8, move silently 8. Okay, let's stick to rogue for now. The extra sneak attack is gonna be useful anyway. We're going to have to actually use the pickpocket if we're gonna invest points in it. Evasion. Fighter favorite enemy humans might make a lot of sense. Some sort of humanoids are probably the most encountered enemy. Assuming we are going to be fighting pirates for the most part. Half orcs maybe, elves, humans, that sort of thing. Probably some halflings too, but probably not all that many dwarves, for example, and humans being the vast majority of creatures we encounter. I'll stick with the rogue though. Looking at the other adventures, we definitely are gonna have a chance to play a straightforward fighter, probably in the biggest premium module there is available, so maybe we should take the opportunity to play a rogue when the opportunity presented itself. Do we want a shield? We have to do melee and survive, it makes a lot of sense. Expert mode would all be better though. We just have to have a single... Okay, we definitely need weapon finesse. It allows us... we have attack bonus of 3. Yeah, it's at least +2 compared to the normal attack bonus, and I'm going to buff my dexterity further, so weapon finesse. +6, yes, makes a lot of sense. We missed the skill there. Hopefully we'll get some kind of an actual combat character, because single rogue is not that. We'll have to pray we actually don't encounter any kind of undead. Or huge enemy groups. I might still be able to do something though, especially once I get the assassin levels. Now our sneak attack does a lot of damage, so we have the luxury of doing that. Yeah, that should kill things fairly quickly. Right, level 5 rogue. We don't really have extra healing, so we'll have to be somewhat careful. About 350 gold.
You have something to say?
I wouldn't mind stopping off at the tattoo parlor, but the captain says we should head to the Silver Sails first. That's where the cargo's waiting and where Martins was supposed to meet the dockhands. I wonder what happened out there. Martins ain't the type to drop a job half done, and he's got an impatient streak a league wide. I wouldn't want to be a dockhand on the wrong side of him, that's for sure. Anything else you wanted?
Tell me about yourself, Nizar.
Well, what's there to know? I've been sailing for most of my life, though I was born to a chieftain and his wife in the jungles of Chul, far south of here. They sold me to a band of river raiders, who then sold me to a pirate to serve as a surgeon's swell. Somewhere along the line I earned my freedom and took an honest work out of the Nilenther Isles. Captain Alendry's been good to me, so I've been sailing with him for the past 5 seasons now, maybe 6.
Okay, we can try to flirt with him. I actually want to do that for 2 reasons. I want to see where this goes, so does the module actually have some kind of romancing option? 2, it would still make sense to try to manipulate members of the crew to be favorable to me. So we basically would use him, or at least make, as I said, view me more favorably. I'm not exactly making friends here if I can't pay for the voyage I'm on. So having extra allies here within the crew would make a lot of sense.
Ah, is that so? Well, I don't date co-workers last, as it's a good way to be miserable when things go sour at sea.
Yeah, I agree.
So keep your fancies under your hat as long as we're both under the captain's command, aye? Maybe once we reach Calanchan.
So it's just... there's nothing there. At least now. Although that's one of the things about the dating policies is that it's not exactly a line that's you have to maintain it intentionally, and I feel like if you have a very I wouldn't want to say aggressive, but seductive counterpart, that little policy of not dating co-workers is not gonna be easy to maintain. Not sure the game supports that, but still. Ever wanted to return home?
To Jolt, you mean? All I remember are the bugs, the insects, the crocodiles and water snakes, venomous toads, killer ants, strangling vines, poisonous bats. I'll take a little scurvy over it any day, mate.
Ever wanted a ship of your own?
Too much responsibility. No doubt I'd scupper her on her maiden voyage, toss the wrong people overboard, spark immunity by watering the rum, and accidentally drop anchor on a kraken's head. It's best I sail under any flag but my own.
Ever thought of giving up the sea?
Never. I wasn't born at sea, but I hope to live and die there, given half the chance. Harbors be for drinking and spending your hard-earned gold, nothing more.
Other questions? There's really nothing I can ask besides that. Let's go. He looks like a fighter. Barbarian sorcerer. Okay, that's an interesting combination. Sorcerer would basically be, as far as I think, ability to use certain type of items. Charisma is also fairly high, so it's not an empty level in that sense. His stats are ridiculous. 19, 14, 18, 14, 14, 18. Yeah, that's bullshit stats right there. I don't particularly care as long as he's useful. I'm going to take the expertise or the shield feat that next, very likely. I need extra armor class through some means. There are some good small shields in the game, but not a huge amount. And expertise is usable even when you don't have a shield, so it's also +5 to your armor class, but you basically ditch your ability to do damage, or hit a target rather. I don't like this. If we're gonna go the assassin route, we're definitely gonna be more offensive focused, so I'm not sure if the shield is a good idea. At the same time, I can't use the expertise either, so the shield would make more sense in that sense. Because I want to hit targets, I want to do the damage, I want to paralyze them. Anything on the offensive front is positive. Expertise doesn't support that. Expertise is great if there's someone else to do the damage, but if not, it's just a wasted feat. Or if you have magic or something that doesn't require attack throws, then it's great. I am not that person though. Not that character, rather.
Think again.
Hello.
What's that bloody awful noise? Did the golden apple bring another sinner?
Yeah, we can't go there.
Think again.
Okay, I don't think this is gonna be much of a adventuring area, so this exists for us to do one thing, and that's probably it. Probably a tavern, then the location we need to be in. Oh, this is the... okay, this is the actual city map.
Hey there.
With Vangal Bloodsail gone, you'd think the Bloodsailers would throw in the tunnel by now. Right. So this is definitely the core map. Same as in the Neverwinter Nights one.
Think again.
There were a couple of interesting places in this map area, but not that many. Like a tavern, the Silver Sail Trading Company, and a shop here, right? One other area you could enter had a dire spider. We would be around the correct level to be able to kill that. Probably not gonna be included in this though.
Think again.
Yeah, I don't think the game wants us to really adventure here.
Think again.
Looks like the 20 in a quiver closed for the night. There's a light on in the window though.
I don't think Nizar is gonna be much of a sneak. Should have left him outside. Navigational charts. S is for Scurvy, a pirate potboiler. You keep meaning to read this series of mystery novels, but the thought of having to start all the way back at A is for our anchors rather shivers your timbers. Yeah, these would be something of value though. Night Watchman's room. I've left Nizar outside.
Consider it done.
Mid-sized chest. Playing cards. Sailor's kite. A kite to fly behind your ship and pass the time at sea. And a decent amount of gold. I'm happy to see that being a rogue seems to be paying off here. I mean, it's just a little bit of cash, but still. Need axe, we need to bypass the dog somehow. They mostly seem to move about randomly, so don't want to fight that. Still, there's a large chest. Walker's text for better living, cat's grace, money. Useful stuff. Or at least has some value. Potion of endurance, Mastican statuette. Something about this silver statuette unnerves you. Most Mastican jewelry and art was melted down into ingots by their Amnish conquerors. Doom! 1 use per day. Sure what to do with the Night Watchman. Maritime Tales of Theron. We can read this some other time. How could I get this stuff here? This would have to be the last thing we go for, because we might have to basically bail on this place immediately afterwards. For moderate wounds, fireball, valuable stuff. Bless, gust of wind. Not valuable, but potentially useful. Also good to see that the dogs are trapped here. They're blocking each other nicely. Look for warning. Letter of Marquis. Obtaining a letter of marque from the local government grants you immunity from prosecution of raiding enemy ships. As such, it is an important rite of passage for those hoping to become a noble privateer and ultimately a respected pirate king. This one has a blank line where you can sign your name if you so wish. Yes. I so wish. Refusion. Greater magic weapon. Moonshay Isles. A second char. Dead roach. This is a dead cockroach. At least you think it is dead. Wooden eye. Something about this wooden eye is creeping you out. Do you wonder how many pirates it's belonged to? Leave, 1 use per day. Might as well take the cockroach too. Right, now the big chest. We might as well try to pickpocket the son of a bitch too while we're at it. No point taking the skill like we're never gonna use it. Sniff, that's trouble. Yeah, the night watchman discovered our friend. And now he's here. Okay, that's nice. Oh shit, he spotted us. Nice save.
Follow where I lead.
Ah, right. I'm going to save here. You need
Do not
to
relinquish
stay
this
put,
spot.
and I need
Hold
to
here.
go here. Yeah, this doesn't work. Yeah, this has to... If I'm on my own, I probably could do it. But that son of a bitch as our ally, that's gonna cause me grief. Gonna see if I can order him to stay here outside.
You have something to say?
Yeah, I can't stomp him either. I don't particularly want to fight the Night Watchman, so what are our options? I have the sleep ability, that might work. I don't think it'll work on the Watchman, but it might work on the dogs.
Do not relinquish this spot. Hold
Consider
here.
it done.
You breathe your last.
Problem is I can't try to pickpocket the guy like this. We could, I suppose, leave this issue for now. And no, we can't pickpocket the guy anyway because he's hostile already, and you can't pickpocket hostile guys. So that's actually not much of an issue. The problem is Nizar is gonna be entangled with the fighting. And we can't get into too much trouble because we need to escape from this place. So we don't want to get caught here being murderers.
Do not relinquish this spot.
He didn't notice anything. No, he noticed.
Follow where I lead.
Consider it done.
Follow where I lead.
Not perfect, but I'll take it.
There is the seedy tavern up ahead. It's a bit of a rough establishment, so watch your back and mind your purse.
How about we first go to the
Golden Apples, there's a nice enough inn. Nothing beats bunking aboard the Rose, mind you.
right, but we want to go to the Silver Sails Trading Company first. Once we've established what exactly is the problem, we can go somewhere else.
Aye, that's the Silver Sails just over there. Let's go check on the cargo like the captain has.
Merchant's Office. Shipping and Receiving.
Good day.
One of the Rose's crew, are you? It was passing strange what happened to Martins, but I'm glad Alandry sent a replacement. That wizard was getting angry now to light the place on fire. Anyhow, what can old Doisin get for you?
Okay, couldn't I just ask about what the hell he's talking about? The solid store. Pretty much the same crap that the captain had. Has fire arrows. We'll come back here later once we potentially have more items to identify.
For the final time, get this artifact into the crate.
It's a mysterious statue. Don't quite recognize the creature depicted by this barnacle-encrusted statue, but it's clearly aquatic in nature. The stone is old and deeply weathered.
After what happened to Martins, I ain't touching that thing. Don't cross me, peasant. It'll take a stronger words than that, mage.
shield scare. Looks like looting everything and in these buildings is perfectly acceptable.
Welcome.
Unless you are here to whip these ungrateful laborers into comprehending that they are in my employ, I recommend you find some other gentleman to bother.
Captain sent me to help your cargo aboard. Are you passenger Rahman Madani?
And now she makes assumptions because of my voice and manner of dress. Madani I am, and a magi of the most enlightened fourth circle of the shifting sands, at your service. No, I have that wrong. It is you I find at mine.
Yeah, the captain sent me to help your cargo aboard.
I can only hope you prove more useful than the wool-headed boatswain sent by your precious captain. He was here only a few minutes before abandoning his duties for the nearest tavern. In Kalimshan, he would be beaten like a dog.
So Martins abandoned his duties, did he?
Can't say I'm surprised. Indeed. It was almost as if he fled in horror from the task. He brought these hired docksmen with him, and they seemed as stunned as I by the fellow's insolence. If this is the quality of labor aboard the Rose, it is a wonder she doesn't sink at sea.
So why won't the dockmen finish the task?
Might as well ask why the sun rises at dawn and sets at dusk. They are naught but ignorant laborers, of value only when directed by an iron fist. Thanks to your fool of a boatswain, they will not even touch the cargo now, let alone bring it aboard.
What sort of cargo is it anyway?
Gaze upon it yourself. It's a statue from ancient Netheril, recovered at great expense from the vast desert you call the Unrock. Sounds like a lot of trouble for a chunk of rock. What a figure so clearly dedicated to the sea was doing beneath the dry sands of Unrock is a subject of some fascination. I've already had one curious northerner attempt to purchase it from me.
Someone tried to buy it from you?
Indeed, a discerning collector. Judging by the price I was offered and the hunger in her face when she laid eyes on it. A woman came earlier this afternoon, wishing to know my asking price, but I had to tell her it was not for sale. I suppose there is no accounting for taste. The statue will return to Kalimshan, where it can be properly studied by men of reason. Its value there shall be much greater than it would be here among the pitiable witches and soothsayers of this land.
I'll talk to the dockman about this.
Yes, best of luck speaking logic to fools. Without the glint of another day's wage, I doubt they will find your position agreeable, but by all means, go.
Well, the job needs to get done one way or another. I would like to talk to Martins first, though. I mean, I don't think he gives a shit which one job I do first. But I would like to talk to Martins. Did he actually just... Why did he bail on the job? Seems like a reasonable thing to do, especially if we have to do it afterwards. What is this? Tattoo and pawn. This is a new one. There was a blood sailor ship here originally. No, that was that. The Midnight Rose. Rusty Owl.
Hey, what?
Supplies or a tattoo?
No, the pawn business is pretty slim right now. What with the economy picking up again after the plague and all, I do have a special on tattoos right now, though.
I'm not particularly interested in tattoos. Well, if you're going to go for villainy, I don't see it's making particular sense to brand yourself with an identification picture. Or easier, you're just gonna cause trouble for yourself by that. You look just like everyone else. It's easier to blend in. Golden Apple Inn. Let's go there first. I'm not gonna use the inn, but there might be useful things we can learn here.
Do business to you.
Can't ask anything of Gilda. I think she's here just because she was part of the original game, and there's no reason why she shouldn't be here. Can't go upstairs, so this is there's no reason for this to be here, except it was part of the original Neverwinter map. Random loot. Ooh, this is useful. Thought it would be a glittering necklace. It is not, just a jewel. 20,000 leagues under the sea. I'll take a look at those books at some point, but not currently. I want to get to basically on our way. Solve the little issues we have here on the docks and basically prepare to leave. We can leave things like that. Right, the tavern is the only place I haven't visited, so we'll talk to this Martin's fellow and then do the job. Okay.
Well, 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 what have we here? Why, hello there, neighbor. A visiting dignitary, perhaps? A wealthy passenger? A sailor on shore leave? Welcome to the Neverwinter Docks District. We're so happy to have you with us today. And who are we, you might ask? Shove off, we ain't interested.
Why, we're the Black River Bandits, a division of the Neverwinter Thieves Guild. According to them, these docks are now ours, so pay up or die.
I said, shove off. Whoa there, honeybee. You'd better slow things down a little, keep things cool under the collar, I'm sure our friend here is more than willing to cooperate with the new management. Now what say you, friend? Your money or your lunch?
Life.
Yes, your money or your life. Thank you, honeybee. That rolls off the tongue much nicer.
We don't want to fight, we don't want to cause fuss. We just want to get the stuff in on the ship and leave without any extra. Pacify. Pacify them so they can be reasoned with. We have bluffing and persuasion skills. Choose a pacifying tactic. Persuade. Be reasonable. We can work something out.
Ah, a cooperative sort. That's good, because to tell it true, I have no taste for blood. If you'll just bear with us, we'll be out of your way and into the shadows with nary a fuss. All it takes is a little gold.
Half my gold. What the fuck? I was expecting at least a number. This is shit, because this means the more wealth you gather, the more you lose. Also, this would make no sense. You basically want them to get a little bit of gold out of everything and operate things smoothly. It's basically a tax for operating in this district. Half your gold every time you come here is absolutely unreasonable. No idiot would pay that. Let's just pretend this never happened. What? Pretend?
Yes, Honeybee, it sounds like grand fun. And after this, I say we challenge the Bloodsailor gang to a game of hide and go seek. We can beat them at it, I know we can. Thank you, good madam. It's a fabulous idea for a summer morning.
Wait, I smell something, love. What sailors?
I don't like where this is going, mate. Hey, sailor. Don't think I don't see you aiding and abetting these Black River scum. We blood sailors are sick of everyone encroaching on our territory, and it's time we put an end to it. This means war, Black River.
Come get some then, and bring an army, you flea-bitten old man. Let's rumble.
Dear me, this is an unfortunate turn of events. Stay close, good madam. Honeybee and I will just duck inside for a moment and leave some guards to protect you.
I'll do you in, I will!
Yeah, so they basically left me in the middle of
At
a
their
lot of
throats, cut
rogues.
them down!
Thanks a bunch.
Kill me! Leave me alone! I'm no threat!
You missed. You motherfucker missed that sleeping man. No, I haven't actually attacked yet. It just looks like I attacked. No, I missed. I have +9 to attack and I missed. Just unbelievable shit. Why the hell do they come? Yeah. Why the hell do they come after me? Miss. Yeah, absolutely terrible dodgeballs. Extreme Bolchi Ball. It's a single-use spell, basically. Shahuagin Spear. Yeah, I think it's just random loot for this basic adventure, nothing else. More or less a standard spear. Resplint. +5 to heal, -1 to saving throws. There's like one interesting character here, named one. Same looking character as my own. That's not you, good. Hey stranger, the last years you've been making enemies of the Bloodsailors. They name their own enemies, I freelance. So I hear. The Docks district has always been Bloodsailor territory, but plague, war and occupation, Dila thinks such things can change the nature of a place. At any rate, mayhaps Dila has a small proposal. There's a small shop I keep in the northwest docks, with all manner of curios that might interest the likes of you. What kind of goods? Following the plague here in Neverwinter, the city was occupied by powerful forces from the north. A lot of strange items began to turn in the city. Some were family relics, newly unearthed, while others were brought here by the occupiers.
there's something strange about this last maid. Her offer does sound mighty fine.
Either way, Tila's kept her ear to the door and her nose to the ground, sniffing out all sorts of goods that others might find useful. Okay, show me to your shop. As I said, I keep it in the northwest docks. Let Tila go on ahead and get the place ready for your coming. Well, I'm expecting an ambush out of this, but we'll see.
How's it going?
I don't really care. So, there is no one here.
Wait, what can I get you?
So the only thing we can really do is talk to the dock workers to get them to move the cargo. That's it. Probably go into the ambush. Gang hideout. They might want us to attack the blood sailors. I'm fine with that. Ooh, blood sailors. They already had attacked. They want to use me to clear this place. And we should be able to rest at this point. I think there was some sort of rest limit. But that hardly matters since we haven't rested at all yet. Blood Sailor Boss. Hoard of Jewels. Right, they basically told me to go to the enemy base and wipe them out.
At their throats, cut them down.
Attack or he gets bonuses to kill you. Don't want to engage him now, he buffed himself. Sub buffs don't really last all that long. I think it was something like a bless. I have Doom I can cast on him. Should be able to see when the buff dissipates.
Do not relinquish this spot. Hold here.
Consider it done.
We might be able to go to other gang hideout too and rob it. Either way, I'll end after killing the Blood Sailor boss. It's doable. I mean, we killed enemies like this multiple ones in the Witch's Wake premium module. Now we have the numbers advantage on top of that, so that should not be a problem. Yeah, I think he drank. No, he's a cleric. Right, likely a cleric at least. hopefully we get enough attacks of opportunity that we can kill it. Her dice rolls are okay actually, so her armor class is great.
I will destroy you.
Yeah, that seems to be the likely option. What are we? Attack roll 5, attack roll 1. Yeah, no, our attack rolls are terrible. Please heal, please heal. We can force her into a healing cycle. What are my attacks? 2, 5. I mean, just god-awful dice rolls. We should have been... What is this time? 2! Yep. There was nothing wrong with what we tried to do, we just had terrible dice rolls. Just horrible after horrible after horrible.
I'll see you cut asunder. Follow where I lead.
That's a bless.
Do not relinquish this spot. Hold
Consider
here.
it done.
At their throats, cut them down.
Please attack.
Throats.
Dice roll 1. Yeah. 14. Yeah, she should not be able to go problem. 3. As long as we have a better luck. 7, 9. Again, not good rolls. 1. Jesus Christ. There we go. 14. Not good, but not good. 3. Ooh, that's a good one. Critical hit on sneak attack though. Wasn't a sneak attack. A sneak attack would have done much more damage than a critical hit. Gold pieces, magical weapon, dragon fruits, cure light wounds, 5, single use. Small shield magical. You know, getting a small shield skill might be very sensible for us. Also, we definitely need to rest. At the same time, if there's no extra fighting... Ooh, that's a trap. Can I cover it? I would need 3 extra points from somewhere. A glove type of tool might be able to provide those extra points. Right, I'll leave things here. We can probably wrap things up fairly quickly. We have the other gang hideout to visit. We might want to look at any kind of a tool that would increase our ability to disarm traps, so we can start recovering them. And then we want to rob the other place too. Maybe sell some of the loot that we've been gathering. That's basically a wrap.